Hello, 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 hello. Let's see. I think this is started. I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes to jump in. I know I'm such a popular fellow. People will be here immediately. So give me 1 second. If anybody's there, I am actually going to set this up real quick. Hopefully. Maybe I won't. As you can see, I've got some screens, some designs going on here on the outside. I was trying to make it look all cool for y'all, and I want to have the chat working, but I might not be smart enough to get the chat to actually show up. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can. I don't think I am smart enough. Somebody say something in the chat if you're there, so I can hopefully get the chat showing on this little stud chat. It's the chat for studs. If anybody's there, say something in the chat would be great. And let me know if you can hear me. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to design a Jeep Trackhawk in Studio, BrickLink Studio. If you don't know what BrickLink Studio is, it's a hey, sales training and networking. Let me see if I can get this working. So what BrickLink Studio is, it's a kind of CAD program, a computer-assisted drawing program that allows you to build LEGO models on your computer. So you can design things. I use it a lot. Usually I actually use Studio to design things rather than building everything physically. Some people really like building everything physically first, but I like to build it on Studio because, one, you can use as many pieces as you want. They can be whatever color you want. There's also an option in Studio to only show colors that exist, which I usually have on. So you couldn't make like a windscreen in a solid color or something, or a tire that was green, right? Because tires are usually that black rubber color. But you can make it that color if you want, so if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But I usually build everything physically after I get done designing it, so I want colors that actually exist in the real world, so I can build it, outside of the computer. We are going to open up Studio. Another reason that I really like Studio is Control Z or undo. So if you're building everything physically as you're designing it, basically if you want to change something, especially if you want to change something major, you're going to have to take everything apart and all that sort of stuff. Hey Rex, good seeing you. Do you use, Rex, do you know what YouTube, or not YouTube, BrickLink Studio is? Do you ever use that? Stud.io? So another thing with the program, undo. You can undo things. So instead of just having to take everything apart if you're doing it physically, you can just hit Control Z. Or if you need to make major changes, you can do that a lot easier. Awesome. Do you use it, or do you just kind of, you're aware of it? I got my orange cream Coke Zero, which is pretty good actually. I wasn't sure about it, but I like it. I'm going to make a Jeep Trackhawk today in Studio, and then on a future stream we might end up actually building it in person, so that'll be a lot of fun. LEGO Dimensions version of the TMNT sewer layer pizza shop. Awesome. Do you if you have like a link to that so I can see what it looks like, that'd be great. You can put it in the chat and I'll check it out later. I like seeing the stuff that y'all build too. It's easy for y'all to see the stuff that I build. I post it, but I don't know everybody's like username on all the other platforms and all that sort of stuff yet, so I haven't been able to see y'all stuff as much, but I would like to. Might even be fun to maybe later down the road do a fan design video or something like that. Like y'all send in stuff and and we do like a video with it, or even like a live stream, and we kind of go through some of it. And I'm going to all right, David, that's awesome. Are you you're out of the country too, so it's probably a little bit more crafty than that we're used to down here in southern USA. Awesome. Yeah, Rex, let me know if you do. What's ooh, I'll tell you another thing. So you're allergic to most image hosts. I'll tell you another thing. So the reason that I started uploading instructions onto Rebrickable is because I design primarily in Studio first off, and then I make those instructions for myself. So I thought, if I'm already making the instructions, I can put them up on Rebrickable. Rebrickable is a website that lets you put up mock instructions. You can do them for free or you can charge for them. But they have a service that they were using for a while called, I think, BrickSafe, where you can upload pictures of your MOCs, and then a lot of people use Flickr, Flickr. They use that program as well. Hey, David. So, image hosts, Flickr I know is a good one for a lot of people, and then the BrickSafe I use to kind of catalog everything. I use it more internally. It's not really something that's like, you can find my page, but there's a lot of stuff that's just pictures of stuff that I have. It's not ready to publish or anything yet. But Rebrickable, if you're making MOCs and you want to have other people build them, or if you want to make a couple bucks on them or something, it's a good website for it. But let me open up Studio, and we're going to make a Jeep Trackhawk. All right, so as you can see, this is it. This is the Jeep Trackhawk. It looks really good, right? Really accurate. Let me move some windows around real quick, and you can't see this, but I've got I've got Google, basically Google Images. I'm going to look at some photos of like Trackhawks and stuff as we're doing this. Hey, Scared German. So, first step in my process of designing stuff on here is I've made so many cars. Go to work tomorrow, but now it won't hurt. I agree. Well, thank you for jumping in. I'm really happy that you decided to spend that hour that you can with us over here. That's really cool, man. Really cool. So I've got Studio open, and I am going to start building. The first thing I do, I've got so many cars that I've already made. What I'll usually do is I'll kind of pull up some cars that I've already made and put them in here, just so I kind of know. Now this might be cheating, so I'm going to delete these in a minute, but this is kind of what a Jeep Trackhawk looks like to me, at least from what I've seen online and everything. I saw your doors video, but can you make doors for a Gaz AA? I don't know what a Gaz AA is. Oh, that's pretty cool. Old school car, or old school, little kind of military truck looking thing. What are they just regular like conventional doors, or how do the doors open? Do they open unusually? Browser locked up, still trying. Yeah, did the doors, it looks like the doors just open like conventional doors, right? If they do, the first part of that video with the Rebel machine, the AMC Rebel machine, the red, white, and blue car, that might be a good option using hinge bricks. Or if it's like a MOC or something that you're working on and you want to maybe send me you know, kind of where you're at, I'd be more than happy to look at it and see if I could help you out with that. That'd be cool. So, Jeep Trackhawk. It kind of looks like, it's obviously a Jeep, and I got a kind of Jeep Cherokee over here, and it kind of looks like a Ford Explorer. Now, these might look a little squished. That's because they're 6-stud wide models. That's kind of what I primarily design in. But something like this, and I'll usually have these open too, not so I can like just copy and paste them or something, but so that I can kind of pull parts. So it'd be easier grabbing like these tires off of this rather than going all the way over looking for them over here. But this is our first our first design stream. This would probably be cheating. I'm going to delete those, and I really want to get the chat log figured out, because right now you see all this stuff over here. This box will eventually be a chat log. Probably not in this video. I don't want to try to figure that out while everybody's here, but next time it will be a nice, lovely chat box for everybody. So, Jeep Trackhawk. The first thing I want to do is work on the base of it. As they say, the best place to start is at the beginning. And I am actually gonna pull one of these back over here real quick, just so I can get an idea kind of the length that I want to go for. I'm not wild about the length of the Cherokee that I have up here. I think it's probably a little too, I don't know, it looks a little funny. These are some older models, but I'm going to kind of work from here. USSR Model A. Interesting. Gil enters the chat. Let's do it in 8 wide. I want, I hope, what's his name? Aviation expert or something like that. He's posted like 10 replies about doing a Charger and a Trackhawk on like just random videos. So if he doesn't show up, or she, I'm not sure, he or she doesn't show up, then this will all be for nothing. So let's go. I'll tell you what. Gil. Do I want to do this in 8 wide? I think the tires would look better. I haven't done an 8 wide in a little while, a new 8 wide. That Mustang I posted was a little bit older. And I'm going to take these tires off of here though. You play War Thunder Mobile. Awesome. Is it fun? That's the one with like all the tanks and stuff, right? Okay, I'll tell you what. If I'm going to do this in 8 stud wide, I'm going to keep these open though, just so I can have them. Actually, let me open one more thing. I'm going to open one more car that I already have on here, just so I have a better base for it. Y'all vote. Who else, is there anybody else aside from Gil that would rather me build this in 8 stud wide than 6 stud? I'm open to it, but this is a democracy. I'm more about everyday car, the muscle car, stuff like that. I agree with you. Is there anybody else that would rather see this in 6 stud wide than 8 stud? 8 stud wide or 6 stud wide? What do y'all want? I know Gil wants it in 8. He doesn't even need to vote. We already know which ways it's going. Uh-oh, it's the nuisance Gil. That's right, David. Upload post image, but YouTube doesn't allow non-mods to post URLs in chat due to scam spammers, and they refuse to prevent from posting years ago. Leave your username or something like that. Whatever the, I guess you can't do the URL, but leave like whatever the username is, and I'll look it up. New cars are fat. Okay, so David also wants 8 stud wide. We'll do it in 8. Okay, and I'll shrink it down. Whatever floats your personal watercraft. I'll shrink it down at a later time for myself. But just for y'all, let's do 8 stud wide. Ugh. So let me get an idea. What do you think about this as a base? About this, it's a Ford Explorer, but using this as a base for a 8 stud wide Jeep Trackhawk. What do you think? Temporary image sharing. Okay, well then, Rex, do you have Instagram or Facebook? I know you can't DM on YouTube, but if you look up I Bricked It Up on Instagram or Facebook, you can send me a DM that way, and I will look at it. And if you want, I might even post it or share it on the channel, or I don't know, something, if that's what you want to do. Just let me know. DM me if that's something you want to do. So here's the next thing. What color would y'all like to see this in? I think that the Jeep Trackhawks, that kind of red and white, are probably the most common colors. Black and gray, red, white, black, and gray. So that would be a pretty easy one to do. Hey, AM Presents. Or, let me finish this and I'll get to that. Or, do you want to see it in a different color? It's good for a start. Thank you. What color, though? Red, white, black, or gray are kind of the common ones. But I kind of like this green. I think this green looks pretty cool. The only issue with a green, and it's like a dark green color, is that we might run into some part availability and cost issues. Rex, that's one way of getting around it. And I'll also work on getting like some admin privileges and stuff at some point. So you can post links, appropriate Lego related links, but we'll figure all that out later. What color? Red, white, blue, gray, black, dark green. I think dark green, but we might run into some color issues, color availability issues. I'm finding that Lego doesn't make most of the pieces in the colors you need. That's right, Rex. But you probably already know about this. For anybody that doesn't, on the colors, let me see if I can. No, it's not going to show it. Up at the top right, there's a little color palette thing with a filter next to it. You can click on that and tell it to just pick colors that Lego makes. A dark blue or gray would be great. Ooh, dark blue would be pretty cool. Ooh, let me see something, because I think this part is a part that I definitely want to use. This color, or this part, comes in dark blue and dark green. It comes in both. I'll tell you one more thing. Let me see what I've got. I happen to have these wedge plates that I want to use in this baggie. So let's see if I have a dark blue or a dark green. Ooh, I've got dark red. Bam. Dark red's always a good color to build in. I don't see a dark green, but I do see a dark blue. So dark blue, I think that's the winner. Or hot pink. I haven't built a hot pink car yet. There's not a lot of parts in that color. Although with that Suki's S2000 from the Fast and Furious, the new Speed Champs car, I will definitely make a 6-stud version of that. It'd be a lot of fun. And finally have mud guards in that dark pink color. It's a cool color. They just don't have a lot of pieces in it. But good thing it's digital then. I'm gonna build it physically too, David. So I will order some stuff, I guess, off of BrickLink, but I want to save as much money as I can. Another thing, can you see this? Yeah, you can. Down at the very bottom, right next to where I am, right to the right of that, you see that thing that says price? Right? A dark green one. It's not crazy, but 34 cents. If I could save 34 cents, boy, I'm going to take that opportunity. So that's why the turtle band had to be yellow and dark green, as Lego didn't make a lot of pieces in tan and plain green. Oh. So you made basically the live action movie version where everything's a little bit darker and grittier. All right, so I'm going to start building. Please make a Panzer III. I don't make really tanks or I haven't really messed with that stuff yet. Done a lot of cars. I haven't really done any like boats, planes, tanks, nothing like that. Not really. Heck no. Alright, so I'm going to use this as the hood, but I'm going to start kind of here. Let's get that. And I also save quite frequently. I'm going to do this. And I want to put some plates down so that I can build. Where is the... Some of this stuff is in kind of strange places too. Like this, it's like a Technic plate, but it's held under the, in Studio, it's under the modified plates section as opposed to Technic, which is probably not the first place I would look for it. But I know it's going to look something like that. Studio loves the crash unexpectedly. I haven't had that many issues, but I just don't want to have that issue, if that makes any sense. I have had it crash occasionally, but really the times I've noticed is if I like go to make the instructions, like if I go to this little button up here, do the instructions, and then I like back out real quick or something, it crashes bad. And I have to start over basically, and I don't really I don't want to deal with all that. So I just save frequently anyway. It's a thing that I'm used to doing. So for the bottom of this car, it kind of has, let's see, we're doing this in dark blue. I think I'm probably going to end up putting some tiles on it. Down here like this. Let's make them dark blue. Control C is copy, Control V is paste. We're going to use those quite frequently. And then I know that on the sides, I'm going to do some brackets. Do y'all think it should have working doors or not? So far, y'all are voting for the harder things. So if you want working doors, now is the time to bring it up. I don't bother with instructions. If people want to make something I did, then I can just give them the studio file. It's more tedious than the building. That's funny. It can be. I don't mind doing it. And I like rebrickable. Scared German, working doors. I might, what if I make this initially as just static doors and then come back and try to do the working doors as a function after the fact? Because I'm not sure. I haven't done a lot of working doors really. That video I put out the other day is probably the most I've done working doors. So I'm not sure if that is, I'm not really comfortable entirely designing around that quite yet. But I do like the idea of doing working doors for it. I just don't, I think I might be better off coming back and doing that after the fact. No, because the city size stuff is fine with roof removal. Yeah, I know. I'm fine with the roof removal too, but I'm doing it in 8 stud wide, so it's not even city wide or city scale. It's going to be the current Speed Champion scale. I do like the citywide scale a lot better though. The Speed Champ scale is it's big. It's like way too big. It's cool. I know people really like them. I think that they're cool to get. It's neat to get like a lot of detail. Actually, you know what? I'm already messing up, aren't I? Is that 4 wide? No. Wait. Yeah, I am. I am totally messing up. I need to make this wider. city scale stuff and the classic Speed Champions I'm definitely more into. The current Speed Champions line, it's cool to get a lot of detail in there, but if you ever sit a minifig next to them, the minifigs look ridiculous. They look like tiny children. Eight wide fits in Mills Plate streets. Does it? No, because city scale stuff. Reminds me I need to order parts for that. What sort of I like the Mills Plate stuff, but what how do you build yours? Do you use the road plates that LEGO makes, or do you have like your own system? Because I like those new road plates. The only issue with the road plates is that they don't have any like corners or circles or you know, rounded pieces or anything. It's just straight edges. I wish if they were gonna use that system as a as their new like road system, they would actually do it and make more than just 16 by 16 and 8 by 16 stretches of road. That would be ideal. Instead, right now, basically, you don't really have a full system. You just have a couple of road plates that you use. People expand the width of the road pieces with bricks and tiles. Yeah, I have 8 modular buildings planned for 3 more in park and alleyways. Nice. Check out, I think I might have mentioned it before, but Gabazon or Gabizon or something. I'm not sure how to say his name or her name. I'm not sure. I think it's a guy. I might be wrong. He's on or she or they're on Rebrickable, Gabizon. If you want some inspiration or want to no stop signs or want to find some instructions for some alleyway stuff, they have some cool little builds that they put out a while ago. Gabazon. And they're on like the top designer page, so they show up pretty frequently. They're pretty popular. Everyone is a man until proven otherwise. I feel like it's that way in a lot of things in life. You just kind of guess. Except for cats and dogs. Dogs are guys and cats are girls. Everybody knows that. That's basic rules. So how am I going to tackle the mud guards? Because the mud guards that LEGO makes are pretty circular. Maybe if I look up mud guard singular. The mud guards that LEGO makes are basically pretty circular, right? So you got this. This one's not going to work because this bottom of this arch is going to interfere with that tire right there. You've got this, and the same as this. This is definitely going to interfere. And this one, I don't even know if they make that in dark blue. They don't. So these two are basically out. These are our options for mudguards. At least pre-built mudguards that come on LEGO sets. So the issue that I think I'm going to run into is that these might work. These might work too, but you see how high they sit above the wheel? I'm not really wild about the way that looks. And this is as low as you can get. Let me zoom in so you can see. This here is as low as you can mount that mudguard on top of those wheels without the rubber from the wheels rubbing against it. And even then, it kind of does sometimes. So I kind of want to avoid that. What I might do is another option for the mudguards. Let me find. I hope y'all don't think this is really cheating, but I have so many things already built that it's easier for me to just pull from what I've already got rather than finding all the pieces individually. I'll show y'all what I got on here. Is anybody familiar with the Trackhawk? If you are, do you think something like this would work for the mudguards? We might modify this a little bit. Don't worry about verisimilitude. Verisimilitude. You know what? You're the big fancy word man, and I'm going to feel kind of dumb. Because I know I've heard that word. I know I've used it. But I can't for the life of me remember what it means right now. Quality of state being similar to truth of reality. Oh. I'm going to worry a little bit. It's going to be Lego. Square looks wonky when mixed with curves and slopes. Well, I'm not going to use these. Instead, I'm thinking I would use something like this, ideally. Or are you saying that the square of the cheese wedge here, looks weird up against the slope? Because I think it matches pretty good, actually. It's all about abbreviation and abstraction and design. I agree. It's going to look like Lego, but I want to make something, I want it to look as accurate as I can, and I don't think these do it. I really don't. At least not for this model. It works fine on a lot of stuff, but because of these tires right here, this is going to sit so high. This one's okay, but it has all this space on the outside of it, and this one is going to sit super high off of the tire. Not quite that high, more like this back here. But I feel like it's going to look a little weird. That's just me. Maybe I'm being a little overly sensitive or something. But I think I want to make something a little different. Squared wheeled openings looks off when the rest of the body is not square. Oh, I got you. I do have some ideas for that too. Because what you could do is I'll have to mount them, which I know I can do because I've done it before. But you can take like you can do something like this, right? I'm just going to move this. This is just kind of temporary. -22. You can do something like this, right? That looks more fitting to utilitarian pickup. The cutout looks. I think they mean the cutout. I think they mean the overall shape of the cutout looks more fitting to utilitarian vehicles like that pickup. Yeah. The Trackhawk is pretty squared off, though. It's not really that round. Unless maybe it looks a little different from another angle or something, but from what I can see, it's pretty squared off. Trackhawk side. I'm going to Google that and see if I can get another view. Yeah, it's not really round. It's pretty square. There's rounded corners, kind of, but the edges of it themselves are pretty squared off. So I'm going to worry about this in a minute, but I do think I'm going to go with something more along these lines. I think I'm going to go something more like this than one of these pre-built mudguard fender sorts of deals. But we'll see. All right, so I've got kind of the sides generally kind of how I want to have them. Just looking at some of the stuff online and looking at pictures. I think that'll work okay. And then this is probably not going to end up being how it stays. I'm just going to try to get some parts in place. They make it in that color, but that's fine. So let me get this 1x10. Take that, move that down. Hey Precision Bricks. Hey Rally Driver, how y'all doing? We're going to be building a Jeep Trackhawk today in Studio, stud.io, if you know what that is. If not, let me know and I will gladly explain. So another thing I do want to do is the doorknob, so it doesn't come in blue. These skate pieces here are awesome for door pieces, door handles, but it doesn't come in dark blue. And on the actual car, it looks like the door handles actually match the vehicle itself. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to use these little rounded pieces, the rounded 1x1 plates, and I'm going to, oh, that's so cool. Thanks Rally Driver. Have you ever used Studio before? Rally Driver or Precision Bricks? It's a cool name, Precision Bricks. Sounds very precise. I think I've talked to you before on here. Very exact name. So, something like that. For the front, I'm not sure, but I kind of like the way this mouth, this kind of front grille looks. Oh, it doesn't come in that color. That would be perfect. But it doesn't come in that color. That's okay. That is okay. Let me open up this. I'm going to use some wedge plates. Some of these little sloped wedges instead. And we'll kind of do a little trick on the front. Now I'm literally just building this as I go, so if y'all have any suggestions or anything, feel free to let me know what they are. I did zero prep for this. I haven't built this before, so I'm just kind of going and seeing where pieces fit. And we'll probably run into a bunch of pieces that don't fit, but that's okay. Check the video. Precision. Now I'm curious, have I seen any of your videos before? It's very possible. I do get a lot of LEGO videos recommended to me for some reason. I don't really get it. I don't know why. But for some reason, YouTube just thinks I'm really interested in Legos or something, which I think is really goofy. I don't even think it makes sense. Oh, I've seen... What have I seen? Your channel looks familiar. I think I saw this F40 that you made. This F100 looks really good too. Oh, so does that Silverado. Awesome. I'll check these out a little bit later. You also made a Jeep Cherokee. That's cool. We're making a Jeep Trackhawk, so that's quite fitting. Yeah, I think I've seen your the F40 you made. That looks familiar. But let's oh man, I'm boring myself. Let me get back onto this. I make Lego, but I don't have much videos, but I've had in 5 days 16,000 views. Rally Drive, how many views you've had in the last 5 days? That's awesome. Even if it's 16, that's awesome. But is it 16.000? I assume you mean 16,000. That's really cool. Really cool. Did you just have like one video that popped off that did really well? Or is that a couple different videos together? I think I'm going to do... There's a couple different ways we can connect these pieces down here. The problem with this piece, and this is a great piece to use like on the front of vehicles, this little quarter round slope piece, but you have to either connect it here on the back or here on the front. There's nowhere else really for anything to go. So it makes it kind of tough sometimes when you're trying to attach it upside down like this, like studs on bottom, because you don't have a lot of options really for things to go in places. So I'm going to try to work around that. Answer the question, Rally Driver. 16,000 or 16? Or not even that. What video? What video did really well for you? I'm curious. Answer the question. just gonna start making random demands of y'all. I'm gonna be a YouTube tyrant. That mud guard comes in gray. Hey, Valmox. Hey, T-Mox. I'm not sure what Bruck is. What's Bruck? Is it like a sound effect or is that a word? So I don't think that works. And this is not going to be a video I'm going to finish tonight either. We're probably going to have to come back and do another stream or something maybe tomorrow. But I promise I am not going to make this whole thing in one night. Especially now that we're doing it in 8 stud wide. It's going to be bigger. Bigger and better. Well, different. Bigger and different. How's that? Something like that. Kind of looks like the real car. 19K views on your channel. Awesome. That's great. Is that, do you have any video or something in particular, any build in particular that you're very proud of? I also don't think that's going to work. I think we're going to go with something else there. So I'm hearing what's going on in the outside. I think my 2-year-old just put chocolate all over the wall, or chalk. It was either chalk or chocolate from the sound of it. I don't want to go out there. It's gonna be bad. I'm gonna let my wife deal with that one for a little bit. He's crazy, man. I don't know if any of y'all got kids or anything, but we got 2, and the 2-year-old is wild compared to the older one. But it sounded like he just put chalk everywhere. Or chocolate. Hopefully chalk. Chalk seems easier to clean up than chocolate. RC, Hot Wheels, and Lego content. My videos with most was a Miata with 21.34. Awesome. The RC stuff seems pretty cool. I know what's his face? Jang Bricks. I don't know if y'all ever watch his stuff. If you do or don't, you should. You might like it if you like Lego stuff. He's really cool. Seems like a honest dude. You got the right angle there. Why flexing on views? Oh, I don't know. It's not that big a deal. I'm proud of a video. Especially if it does well. I don't think that's really flexing. I'm more curious if it was something that you were really happy or proud about. It's pretty cool to have things do really well, especially if you work hard on them. I don't think that's really flexing on views like that, though. Not being a jerk about it. You're just really proud of something. Ah, that's awesome, Rex. Now Rex is flexing. Rex is a flexer, I can tell. I'm playing with you. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I don't think that's flexing, man. I think he's fine. To be fair, most were from the PlayStation boot up animation that I uploaded before seemingly anybody else. Oh, did you... What is... Like a boot up animation? Was it like a leak or something? Or you just happened to have like uploaded a... What PlayStation? Like PlayStation 4, 5, 2, 1, whatever. seeing me just goof around with something real dumb. This is, once it's all put together, this is going to seem like super insignificant, but I'm just trying to kind of look at it from a couple different angles to see if I like the way it's kind of coming together. So far, I think it's all right. I hope this isn't too boring for y'all, but I'm just trying to kind of get a look at it. Get rid of these plates right here and figure out in my mind what I want to put here. Original PlayStation boot sequence up to verification of a legitimate game disk in the drive. Huh. And you just uploaded that as its own video, and I guess people just, that seems like a thing that people would look up. Ah. Nice. Why did you delete them? I live in Germany, so I have to sleep. The time is 22:46. Have a great time. Bye-bye. Thanks for stopping by, Rally Driver. Thank you. I am getting stopped on something that's simple, and it's making me feel dumb. How can I connect? Okay, I know what I can do. I think this is one up. I want something, what I'm looking at is how am I going to continue this tile shape backwards? How am I going to connect that tile shape and have it be flush? Because this is two plates wide. So in order to do that, I'm going to need to connect some plates or something, possibly like this, at 3 plates wide. I'm just trying to think of what would do the trick there. Or maybe I should worry about that in a second. And maybe focus a little bit more on maybe the grill. Because I think for the grill, a design that I've seen frequently and that I think I used on, did I already close it? On this Cherokee. I used this on the Cherokee on a, what is it? A Renegade. I used this as a grill and I thought it looked really good. Actually, you know what? I think I have it on here. Jeep Renegade. Give me 1 second to find it. I do. In green. Something like this. I'm going to change it. And this is one of the earlier MOCs. It's not my... I was really proud of it at the time. You know, I thought it was really cool. But this is about 4 or 5 years ago now. So I've had some time to get a lot better. I'm not... It's not my favorite. I think it looks all right. I'm going to close these out. But I do think that this grill design using something along these lines is going to work pretty good. Let's see. I'm going to read some of y'all's comments. See you, Rally Driver. Good night. Yep, good night, Rally Driver. Rex Warden, Google kept letting fraudulent companies make copyright claims on everything I uploaded and started auto-deleting my comments. Now I just exploit the site while providing no usable metrics or revenue. Oh man, Rex, you got a particular sense of humor, man. I like it. It's very sardonic sometimes. Very high-minded fella. So I think I'm going to use something like this for the grill. The headlights I'm definitely not going to use. I'm not wild about those at all. But something like this. And then maybe the headlights, you know, it might be a cool piece that they make now in transparent clear, are these right here. Maybe that. Or maybe even, because they kind of have this, let's see, where is it? There's maybe put this in transparent orange. What do y'all think so far? How's progress coming on here? Maybe I can do this and use. Ooh, that would look look good if it comes in transparent blue, but I know I don't have this piece, so I'd have to order it. No, it doesn't come in that color anyway. Bummer. Bummer, bummer, bummer. Did you have over 1,000 subs? What is the sub count? What's the relevance of the sub count? Actually, I do think it's fun to talk about the metrics and kind of some of that stuff with on YouTube. I think it's kind of cool. It's interesting to me. Just what people like to watch, what people like to check out, see what videos kind of get big and pop off and all that sort of stuff. Outside of my design language wheelhouse. Just on my channel, the illegal building technique video has done pretty well for me so far. I'm really happy. I worked pretty hard on it, but it's kind of funny. A lot of the comments are just people popping in talking about that's not legal. So maybe that's what I'll do. Is I'll just make turn the snot brick to the left and right. Then there's an attachment. Yeah, oh, you know what? Yes, kind of. Kinda. Does it line? Yeah, it does line up. Dude, yes, that's the problem though. That's why I didn't do that. Is it would be one plate too high, but I probably could just connect this because this angle is not set in stone or anything yet. Let me do a little fiddling. Or not one plate, but half a plate too high. But that might work. Let's put that like that for now, and we'll see what happens as we get it further along. But that might be no. It's going to interact with the piece down below. But I'm also not like married to any of this yet. I'm really just kind of putting things in places. I don't know if any of this is going to stay. DQ 3928, are there going to be openable doors in a trunk? I'm going to try. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to design it for right now just as non-openable because I'm more focused on kind of what it looks like rather than the functions. Sometimes with the functions you kind of lose some of the look. Right now I'm going to worry more about the look and then come back to the functions a little bit later. But I'm going to try after everything's said and done. But that probably won't be in tonight's video. I don't think I'm going to make it that far on or far enough on the build itself. But hopefully I can add those just because of the way I have these set up. But I might change those too. Here's one extremely goofy thing that Studio does is if you use this move function and do this, when you undo things, it doesn't undo the move. You see that? So I'm going to click up 1 like that, right? It does if you use the arrows. And I'm going to click undo, right? It popped back into place where it was a second ago. I'm going to move this up, undo. I popped it back down there, but I put it right back where it was. But if I use like the arrow keys on my keyboard, it doesn't, look, it doesn't undo it. It skips that step. It's really goofy. And the reason you would use the arrow keys as opposed to this is because the arrow keys work in half plate increments. Gil, it doesn't need open. It doesn't need to open. I don't get the craze about opening doors. I kind of get an opening hood because that kind of looks good. I kind of agree with you. I kind of I've made the joke before. I know I made it on my Instagram page, but um, somebody always was commenting, opening doors, opening doors, opening doors. And I know it's funny. I just made an opening doors video, but that's because I was curious about it. And it is a cool function, but I remember I kept getting these comments about opening doors, and I got kind of annoyed. And I was like, "Oh well, the wheels don't turn, the engine doesn't come on, the headlights don't work. It's a Lego car. It's what level of realism are you satisfied with? Same as the 8 stud wide cars. Is it two seats across? That's the level of realism that you have to get out of a Lego car. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense to me. This is like there's so many other things about a Lego car that are not real. So like the 2 seats across, I don't get it. And even on like the official like Speed Champion cars, they'll have like SUVs and stuff, right? The G Wagon's got some more seating, but like the Urus, right? It's only got 2 seats. Well, that's not realistic. The real car has like 4 seats or more than that. I don't know, but it doesn't just have two. So the level of realism that people want is it's just different from person to person. But the 8 stud, y'all 8 stud folks are crazy, man. Like 2 seats, 2 rows across. That's what we gotta have. I just think they look so big next to the minifigs. It's really hard to get into them. I am gonna figure this out. I swear. You're saying yes, thank you to the first thing I said. You're not saying yes, thank you to the follow up. Oh man. So I think that this maybe putting something like, where's one? I need the opposite side, this side. Having a 2-seater. I think this might look good on the front here. Although that might be a little too tall. If I'm looking funny at y'all, I'm actually looking funny at the image of the real car that I have in this window. Not wild about that. Read my chat. Put an upright snot brick on the back. Turn the snot brick to the left and right. Okay, I got that part. I think I talked about that already. Put an upright snot brick on the back of the turned snot brick. Put an upright snot. Yeah, I get that. That's not the connection that I'm worried about. The connection I was talking about is if I were to turn this sideways, right? Let me get it turned. So I turn this sideways, right? In order to, I'll do it on the other one because it's probably a little bit easier to see. I got all these parts in the way. But I've got this sideways here, and it's raised too high, right? It's too high up for this. Now I'm not sure what you're saying I might end up doing in the long run, but I'm not sure right now. But if I move it down so it lines up, that's fine. But then this bar with the clip interacts with the plate down below, so I don't know if that's going to work. But it is a good idea, and an idea that I might end up using in the long run. I'm just not really sure yet. This build is kind of it's a little baby right now. I'm not really sure what it's going to end up like. You know what I could do? Hey. Would that work? What if I did this piece here? Does that work? No, it doesn't line up. I'm dumb. I'm real dumb. But that's okay. Sometimes when I'm making things, I get stuck in the goofiest of places. And when I figure this out, it's going to be the most simple solution possible. Let's turn that way, and then I'm going to move it up, and give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm going to go check on my kid who is not having a good time right now. I will be right back once I figure out how to pause the stream. I'm still new to this whole live stream thing, so give me 1 brief second. I heard a baby cry. I know, that's what I want to go check. I'm gonna go check that real quick. I'll be right back. All right. The baby is fine. He just wants to go outside. He wants to go play in the sun. Which I think I'm going to go do with him in a couple minutes. Once we figure out this front end a little bit better. What's up, Tracy O? Nice to see you. So, here's where I'm at so far. I think we've got good progress. I got the back, or not the back, but the kind of sides. I think this will end up looking good in the end. So I want to get a little bit further on the front end though before we call it a day. Okay. And then if you look at the real car, it has this kind of black grill area on the front there. I think I can use this to kind of replicate that. Trying to make a PZK FWG3 in LEGO. Awesome. Very cool. Is that a another tank or something? How you doing today, Trazio? What are you building? What you building? What you making? I'm not sure on any of these pieces yet. I'm just kind of putting things down. I don't know what's going to end up staying in the end. So you might see some funky stuff on here, but that's okay. I think the front looks pretty good so far. Just don't think anything really connects quite right yet. But I think I'm squinting my eyes and looking at the real thing. I think it looks okay. I'm pretty close. Probably hear my loud motorcycle driving neighbor outside. He's a lot of fun. Wonderful fella. He likes to riding around on his motorcycle at all hours of the day and night, well above the speed limit. You know, speed limits are for nerds, basically. At least according to some people, like my wonderful neighbor. Oh, you got a son? Lucky you. Over this way, it's cloudy and raining. I do. I have a son and a daughter. I got kids. They're really cool. Really cool little people. Not wild about some of this stuff so far. Maybe not wild's not the right word, but I'm not sure how it's going to come together quite yet. I think what I could do is have this come together in the middle and use, let me kind of get my little measuring stick because it needs to be 8 studs wide, so it gives me a little bit of space there. How many? It has 7. I'm trying to look at the grill of the real Trackhawk, see how many little spacers it has on it. For that kind of like that Jeep grill. 7. Okay. So 7 spacers. It's going to have 8 of these solid pieces here. 3, 4, 5, 6. How many do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need one more here. So that's 15 plates on its side across, and I need to be 8 studs wide, so that leaves me room for 2 studs on the outside, basically, or 1 stud on each side, right? Something like that. $15. Right. That's 3. Yeah, that should line up. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's, no, it's 6. Okay. So it's actually a stud and a half of distance. You see this? This is the grill. I'm pretty happy with the kind of the general look of this grill. I'm not sure if this is going to be the exact pieces, but this is definitely going to be the grill. But that leaves me room for 1.5 studs on the outside here. I'm trying to find a clear 6x6 wall. There's a 6x6 panel piece that LEGO makes, right? Is it 5 tall maybe? Speed limits are suggestions. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So maybe this, and then I'm not sure about that part right there yet. I think we're gonna call it a night in about 15 minutes. I have a short little stream. I'll come back on and work on this some more, probably tomorrow. But I want to go hang out with my kids, go outside and hang out with them for a little bit. I think this grill design looks pretty decent. I want to connect the headlights in a way that I like. And so far I'm not really seeing it. probably do is sometimes I'll put something away and then think about a good idea for it and come back to it a little bit later. That might be the way to go. I am happy with the kind of overall progress so far, especially for an hour. These things can take a long time to make. Road limits don't apply to the R6 or RD6, RS6. I have son, he's 19, he'll be 20 this year. Awesome. Time flies. Ours are significantly younger than that, so I can't imagine him being 20. It'd be crazy. Probably be a little punk. He knows the word no now. When he's 20, it's going to be worse. He figured that out. He also he's just starting to talk, so no. And it's funny, him and his sister have the same, very similar voices. But he said something earlier today, and I was like, I thought it was shocking. I thought it was his sister. The front looked like a Ram truck. Yeah, kind of. That grill, though, I think this looks pretty close to what the actual car looks like. I think it'll look better once I get the headlights and the grill attached to it, though. Right now, it kind of looks like just a bunch of pieces. Doesn't really have a. It's not really coming into view quite yet, though. But that's okay. Actually, it would be, that would be the amount of space that I have. Yeah, I think the best thing to do is probably have the mirrors, or have the headlights mirror each other in their connection points, but then also having them face inwards. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing in the long run. Let's go back and figure this out. I think I was making a little bit more progress on the front end than I was on the other end there. Ooh, you know what? What if I do this? I don't know if this will work. They're running around out there. You can probably hear them. But this part might work on the side. Nah, that ain't gonna work. Never mind. Ignore what I said. You know what? Actually, here, I think I could. Yeah, I could use that part right there. Have that connect to the front. So that would get rid of that connection point that I was worried about earlier. Put that like that. That would actually connect pretty good there. And then I need to get some plates or tiles up here to make room for the headlights. If you look at the real car, there's a kind of a little panel in between the headlights and the top of it. So I want to try to figure out how best to do that. It's going to be a little bit too tall, so let's go. There. Move it around a little bit. Move it back up to where it's flush with that. Cool. here. I know they have that in that color. It's going to interact with this piece, so I'll have to scoot it back just a bit. I can put it here. And I know I'll have to close it up with a tile. There. That'll give me, actually that opens up this wedge plate. That might kind of mimic the actual kind of front of the car pretty well. Like that. So how's it going for everybody today? Did anybody build anything cool? Anything fun? Why is this disconnected a little bit? It's pushed forward by half a plate there. I know Scared German was working on a tank or something. Not really super familiar with the tank stuff, but it's kind of cool. Anybody else building anything fun? Move that forward just a little bit. Just kind of moving some of this into place so y'all can see kind of where it's going to end up. I think this looks okay for a grill. There's definitely some stuff that needs to get tightened up, but I think that this grill itself actually looks alright. These plates are going to get replaced. They take up too much space for sure. Rex made proton packs for the main characters of the Hidden Side series. I plan to have them fighting death in my city. Made Death Scythe waiting for Dementor figure to swap some parts on. I never the whatchamacallit, the Hidden Side sets came out kind of right at the end of my what are they called, Dark Ages, my LEGO Dark Ages. So I never really got them, but they do look really cool. I did get a couple, and I have a couple of the minifigs, but I definitely miss them for the most part. But they do look really neat. Price wise, they seem like a pretty good deal for LEGO sets. Sometimes sometimes they can be a little bit pricey, like LEGO sets like Star Wars and Harry Potter, Jurassic Park, all that stuff. Sometimes those themes can be pretty pricey, but Hidden Side actually seemed like it was pretty well priced. Where's the turnaround going to be? It's going to be right there. So that needs to be that right there. y'all can kind of tell what I'm doing. It's hard to explain every single kind of step. I hope I'm doing an adequate job of explaining kind of what I'm thinking as I'm building. I think something like this is going to be a decent grill design. Depending on the phone application to get most of them. Doesn't load past the title screen anymore. You should take that title screen and upload it to your YouTube channel and get 1.5 million views on it before LEGO copyright strikes it. They do have some nice ideas that we're worth converting into modules type building. They do. That school that they made looks really cool, and that would make a good modular. Why is this too wide? Not quite wide enough. A half plate. They're making all sorts of crazy noises out there. I don't know if y'all can hear them. But they're being goofballs. Get some bricks in here to kind of look and see what it looks like. Oh, what's going on here? Oh my gosh, it's crashing. Oh no. Oh no. It's because I talked about it crashing earlier and how it never crashes and how usually it works for me. So today, Studios... Oh, it's working again. Okay. Nope. Is it working? It did for a second. Oh, Studio. I have really not had issues with it like this before. But it is stopped up. Okay, I'm going to save out. I'm going to save it. I'm going to close it. And then I'm going to reopen it. I really liked, oh, pardon me, Rex, I like the, inside the bus that they made. It was a good looking bus. I wanted to take it and, convert it to like a regular size, or regular kind of city bus. I thought I actually found one for really cheap. They had it at, Walmart. It was on the website for like $20 or something. It was on clearance. And I drove all the way to College Park, which was a ways from where I was, but it was at the College Park Walmart. And I got there and they did not have it. I was severely disappointed. Trying to think what set I had. I had like a, or I guess have, but like it was like a tree. There might have been like a boat. It's like a scary tree and a boat. I don't have it together or anything anymore. I just have the parts. I have like that mad scientist, whatever character. I don't know what character that was, but it's like a mad scientist or something that was part of the line. Have that. You've been through that BS before. Yeah, it wasn't fun. I mean, it was okay. I think I ended up getting what was it? is it Jay's Titan mech or something? The it was like a white and sand blue mech from Ninjago. I think I ended up finding that there on clearance, so I was okay with that. But I was a little disappointed about the hidden side. But you know what? I'm dumb, because if let me see if this works. If I connect this facing the exact opposite way of the way I've built it so far, I could just attach the headlights on the outside, which I think might look a little bit better anyway. Give me a second to move all this around. JB, Watt, Doug, Jack, and Parker on my desk. In stock. It's store in X location, Psych, Major Drive. That's what it is. It's all it's all a ploy to get you to go drive somewhere by by the car manufacturers. They're trying to trick you. Trying to trick you into leaving the house. Psych! Major Drive. I like this front end so far. I think this is okay, but it's probably going to need to get raised by a little bit to about there. All wearing proton packs. So you have them set up like Ghostbusters? Is that what you're saying? Like Ghostbusters, like proton packs. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. They would actually kind of work as proton packs or as Ghostbusters anyway, with the theme that they already have. Aren't they basically fighting ghosts already? Nice. Very cool. Very cool. I'm set up to bust Death. Death in Ghostbusters. I know, see, you keep referencing things that I know, and then I can't think of them. Zod? No, Zod is Superman. What's the guy that was in the painting in Ghostbusters 2? I haven't seen the remake. Actually, I haven't seen any of the new ones. I've only seen 1 and 2. But I know Sigourney Weaver and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and all that stuff. I'm not sure who Death is in Ghostbusters. Or what character. I mean, I know what the concept of Death is or something, but is that something from the first 2 movies? Or are you talking about like a Grim Reaper sort of deal? Vigo the Carpathian, Scourge Carpathia, sorry, of Moldavia. Yeah. Vigo the Carpathian. Oh, Death, just like a Grim Reaper sort of deal. Is that what you're talking about? I didn't know if you were doing something like from Ghostbusters, or you're mixing themes here. You're mixing up stuff, which is cool. I think the front end looks okay so far, but I think it might be a little too tall. Even the grill. How does it look next to the body? But this is why I like working in studio as opposed to physical. First, I'll build things physically after I design them. But I like working in studio just because it's so much easier to move things around. Kind of place things without having to put them anywhere solid quite yet. Oh, it actually lines up okay with the body. That actually might work. I can get it back out of the way though. Who's the pink lady villain in Ghostbusters? Yes, I'm also having the Punisher going after the Brickster for stealing candy from a baby. Stealing candy from a baby is definitely a Punisher-worthy crime. Guys, not even whoever the Punisher is attacking is not even going to have the opportunity to wish they never did that again. I feel like the Punisher is going to overreact, whatever it was. Although stealing candy from a baby, it's pretty bad, man. Can't do that. Maybe the Punisher is the perfect superhero to handle that sort of situation. Blade is hunting Edward from Twilight. You know, okay, have you ever seen Twilight? Have you ever watched them? Or are you blindly hating? Maybe hating isn't the right word. Maybe you really like Twilight. But have you ever seen it? Because I never watched it until very recently. My wife and I decided to watch them a couple months ago. Okay. I had not seen them before until probably about 6 months ago. And the first one, especially, the later ones were okay. The second two were okay. But I had a lot of fun with that first one. It was, I mean, it's a bad movie. Okay? I don't want you to think it's a good movie and that you will gain anything, any sort of new perspective or anything really valuable from watching it. But as far as bad movies go, it is up there, okay? It is a lot of fun. There was especially Edward had this whole scene where he was like behind trees, right? He was like behind a tree, or not behind trees, but him and Bella were in the woods, and he was like, so you think you can outrun me, or something like that. It's just a very funny. Some of the lines in that movie are very funnily delivered, very silly. He's like, so you think you can outrun me? You think you could fight me? But it's not an appropriate thing for a 100-something-year-old vampire to be saying to a teenager. Very silly movies. Highly recommend. If you haven't seen them and you want to watch something awful, Twilight is definitely the way to go. Definitely. All right. I'm going to call it a wrap for where we're at so far. I'm probably going to work on this a little bit off stream and then come back to it maybe tomorrow night or tomorrow evening. But I think so far we're actually okay. I think we've made some good progress. We've got the body, or a pretty good version of the body. And then I'm trying to move this around so I can put them together. And then this kind of grill front section. I think this looks okay. Actually, from that angle, it looks especially okay. That looks okay. I'm going to work on it a little bit more. Definitely get some parts in place and start connecting them. But I think that actually looks pretty good so far. And I'll probably work on some of the mudguard stuff too. And then next time we do a stream, I'll walk y'all through exactly what everything is. But I think that looks okay so far. I'm happy overall with where it's at. But y'all have a great night. I appreciate y'all showing up. Appreciate y'all jumping on the stream. I think we'll do some more of these. I want to probably do some more design and streams like this, and then also maybe do maybe some stuff. I think a fun one would be to look at like maybe some of the new sets and see what everybody thinks of them. Like the new Speed Champion sets, obviously, we do a lot of cars, so that would be something that I'm definitely interested in. Looking at like the Porsche, the Sukis, the S2000, the Porsche, the Lamborghinis, all those. Kind of seeing what everybody's opinion on them is so far. So I've got some thoughts, mixed thoughts, but I think they're all right. I think it would be fun to do that sort of thing. But you'll have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. I'll work on this a little bit more, and we'll catch back up on it tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. Bye, y'all.